Good afternoon. Welcome to the August 27th, 2019 Glendale Housing Authority meeting being called to order at 3:27 p.m. May I please have the roll call?
Authority Member Devine.
Here.
Najarian.
Here.
Parazian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Garpetian.
Here.
Chair Agajanian.
Present. May I please have your report?
The agenda for the August 27, 2019 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Thursday, August 22nd on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
What's next, please?
Next would be 4, approval of minutes. 4A, minutes of the regular Housing Authority meeting of August 20th, 2019.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Hearing no objection, the minutes stands approved as submitted. What's next, please?
Oral communication. Discussion is limited to items not a part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through Executive Director for investigation and report.
Okay, we have Charles here. So, Francis Hardy, please.
Hello, I'm Frances Hardy. I'm the Director of Resource Development with San Gabriel Valley Habitat for Humanity. Many of your faces are very familiar to the three of us, but it's such a pleasure to be here with you, Chair Agajanian, and all the members of the Housing Authority and City Council. We are really here for two purposes and two purposes alone. The first one is to say thank you, and the second one is to share some updates. So some of you were traveling, let me move this forward. Some of you were traveling on August 2nd and 3rd when we dedicated these condos on Lomita Avenue here in Glendale. Some of you were able to attend, and we're so thankful. We heard a lot of great feedback from our other attendees and the families who helped build these homes and the families who will own them in just a few weeks. For those of you who couldn't attend, and for those of you who were there, I wanted to show you a photo of all of the family members who will be calling these condos their home. I could stand here probably for hours and tell you each one of their stories. I wanted to point out Lucine and Artek. So if you go back, they're on the left, and they're part of this group of families. Lucine and Artek are just one of the 6 families who are going to be able to flourish and thrive in these homes. They, at the time of closing, when they sign their paperwork and they become homeowners of these homes, they will not pay more than 30% of their income to keep a roof over their heads, to pay their mortgage, to pay their property taxes. That means that Lucine and Artek's children are twice as likely to go to college. Our studies also find that their whole family's health outcomes will improve, and that they will also have more disposable income. Imagine from being cost burden down to that 30%. It really makes all the difference in the world. And you all are the reason why they are standing there up on stage, and why all of these other families are standing in front of their homes. I'm glad to say that these aren't the only homes that you have helped develop or that you've had a hand in developing here in Glendale. The Lomita Avenue project that we dedicated on August 2nd and 3rd is actually the 10th development here in Glendale that you have made possible. So these are just a few photos of some other developments that you helped make possible. We actually just took these photos so you can see in what great condition the homes are. And there are more than 170 people living in these homes. And so many of them have gone on, their children have gone on to achieve such great successes. But something that we are so proud of is our local success rate. So 100% of people who have built and bought Habitat for Humanity homes here in Glendale and throughout our region have never foreclosed on their home, never gone into default. And so they are flourishing and thriving. So I already touched on this a little bit, but your partnership builds more than just affordable housing. Our statistics show us that children raised in Habitat homes are twice as likely to go to college. So remember, seeing all of those children, that statistic will affect them. We do find that families have fewer visits to emergency rooms for routine health problems, and then families have more disposable income. Statistics that all of you are familiar with, but I just wanted to remind you that those statistics apply to these Glendale residents. I'm going to invite my executive director, Mark Van Loo, up, who is going to share just a few more updates, 1 or 2 minutes. But before I do, I want you to look at this slide. I think sometimes we can get caught up in the urgency of the housing crisis, and I applaud you and how you're trying to move things forward. It's inspiring sitting here listening to you all. But as you push forward and as you do the hard work of getting those numbers up, I do want you to remember that you changed lives, and that you changed the lives of these 2 adorable little children, Lucine and Artek's 2 children, and all the other folks in that photo. So, thank you. What's next?
Good afternoon. Mark Van Loo, Executive Director with San Gabriel Valley Habitat for Humanity. Thank you so much for inviting us out this afternoon to share a little bit with you. It's so important to not just deal in the statistics and the numbers and the cost of the land and cost of construction, but to realize the lives that are impacted by all of that. It's really exciting to hear what some of these larger projects that are coming online and the dedication the City of Glendale has to creating more affordable housing. For everything that we've accomplished at San Gabriel Valley Habitat for Humanity and everything that the city has accomplished, as Mr. Agajanian pointed out, it's great, but it's not enough, and there's a lot more work to do. So with Habitat for Humanity, we'd like to point out what's next. So we have a strong and growing home repair program. This is something where we can help preserve existing low-income homeownership situations across the city of Glendale. We're very excited to promote our growing program and a much greater opportunity for folks in the city to take advantage of very, very low-cost home repairs. We've revamped our program from what it was, and it's much more user-friendly, much more homeowner-friendly. And a good example is that depending on the income level of the homeowner, when we do the repairs, they will pay back either 4, 6, or 8% of the actual total cost of those repairs. So if we do a $10,000 repair on a home, they're going to pay back, or they're going to pay us either $400, $600, or $800 as their part in making that happen. So it's extremely affordable and a great way to preserve existing low-income home ownership. Francis got excited and talked about Lomita being project number 10. Actually, we're looking for project number 10 right now. That was number 9, but she is so confident we're going to get there that she's already forecasting it. We are working with Mike and Peter and the team right now to identify our next property to build some more Habitat for Humanity homes. And it's a tough thing to do. It's a tough nut to crack to find a property that's affordable that we can make work, but we're committed to doing it, and we're actually making offers on properties even today in an attempt to get that done. So we're very excited to get on to project number 10 as soon as possible. Another thing that some of you may have heard about, and maybe some of you haven't, we are piloting a model of partnering with for-profit home builders and developers. Habitat for Humanity can be a value-adding partner to a developer who is creating housing under density bonus or inclusionary zoning and is struggling to deal with the demands of those programs and make their project pencil out. Habitat can bring a lot to the table as a partner in helping to not really create, because we wouldn't be involved in building those homes, but we come in by helping to market the opportunity, qualify the buyer, select that buyer, prepare that buyer for home ownership in our more traditional builds that we have going on in-house. And then when that project is ready and those affordable units are ready to sell, we actually finance those buyers and purchase those units from the developer and then sell them at the affordable price to those buyers. It takes a lot of the burden off of the developer, who is not often an expert in affordable housing and puts us in the mix as the lender. We have the long-term relationship to manage those affordability covenants and so on. There's a lot more to it, but I'll stop there. Those are a few examples of ways that we're excited about partnering with the City of Glendale. We look forward to project number 10, and we thank you for all of your support on our past 9 projects and all that it's meant to these wonderful residents of Glendale. So thank you very much. Any questions?
Yes. You want to repeat that you guys worked harder in Glendale than other cities?
That's
I just
right.
don't want to say what you have said during our visit to your site.
That's true. We've had more partnerships in the City of Glendale to create affordable housing than any city in our service area. We're very proud of that, and you should be too. And so we want to continue to build on that reputation. Habitat for Humanity is a unique model that helps families in a very unique way. And as Francis pointed out, we have had no defaults. Everyone in our program we're coming up on our 30th year, have been successful in purchasing their homes. What's really interesting and great is some of the earliest projects we built 20 and 30 years ago, those folks are paying off their mortgages. We get to celebrate mortgage burnings with those buyers. And so that happens every year to some number of people from projects that were done long ago. And it gives great hope to our current buyers who think, wow, 30 years to pay this thing off, but they can see others who have made that journey and are paying off and own their own homes now. So it's very exciting.
Yes, please.
It was a great opening. We're very glad to be there. I think I've been to about 6 of them or 7. Can you tell us about your Restore and your vehicle donation program?
Yes, absolutely. So our Restores, if you're not familiar, we have a Restore that operates in Atwater Village and one in Azusa. We're actually looking for a 3rd brick and mortar location in the next year or so. And this past year, we started an e-commerce business, so we operate an eBay store. And the Restore is a place where people can donate new and used building materials. I like to refer to it as a cross between the Home Depot and Goodwill. It's a thrift store for building materials, home goods, furniture, appliances, household goods. And the money that we make off of those Restores is put 100% into our operation to build more affordable housing. So you can donate to those stores. We have trucks and teams that will come right to your home or your business and pick up the product at no charge. And you can also shop those stores. There are fantastic deals to be had. And we have a lot of brand new product. We have partnerships with folks like Wayfair, with HD Supply, many others who donate brand new product, sometimes still in the box, in the package. So there's really good deals, and we generally start our pricing at about 50% of retail. For those who think this might be a cute little venture, last year our 2 stores and e-commerce business did about $2.5 million in sales. So it generates a lot of support for our operation. And what we do is we typically apply those funds to supporting our operating costs so that when someone donates money to help build houses, it goes to help build houses, not pay the electric bill or my salary or whatever. And then Cars for Homes, that's a great thing to bring up. Through a national program, you can go to our website and click on the Cars for Homes link. And if you have a vehicle, a boat, an RV that you are thinking of getting rid of and are willing to donate it through this program, we get funds from that. And interesting that you ask, I just got notification from the program about 3 or 4 days ago that the check we're getting for this quarter's worth of donations is about $3,500. So. But they pointed out that of all of the Habitat chapters around the country, the most successful were getting checks in the $25,000 and $30,000 range for a quarter's worth of donations. So spread the word, and if you have a vehicle yourself and would like to do that, it's very painless and easy to do and helps us out a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Van Loo. Councilmember Devine?
I just want to say that, we're very proud of Habitat for Humanity in this city. And, you know, I look at those pictures of you know, there's one on there, I think, that was built about 20 years ago, and they look like brand new. And I often tell the story about, I think it was the one, the bottom center. And I was walking towards that on Pacific, and I was walking to the community center for an event, and there was a gentleman out there sweeping the street. And I started to chat with him because we got a red light, and he said, "Oh, I live in that home." He said, "I said, it's a Habitat home." He goes, "Yes." He said, "And I love it. We're so happy." And there he was. I mean, talk about pride of ownership. You know, he wasn't sweeping the sidewalk. He was actually making sure that the street where he lived and his home was neat and tidy and clean. So the pride of ownership of these residents are tremendous. And the other thing is the gratitude. You know, a lot of us went to the opening and of the last one. And those families are so grateful. And the kids are so, I mean, they were jumping up and down. They were so happy to have their own homes. And so it's a wonderful thing that you're doing, building these homes. And we're always happy as council members and city staff to be a partner with you. And I want to wish you good luck on that number 10. Okay, we'll be looking forward to that one. And thank you for coming here to thank us. Appreciate that.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Councilmember Garpetian.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm the council member who was out of town and unfortunately was not able to attend. I just want to take this opportunity and thank you and congratulate everyone who received those homes. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it does change lives. And the joy on especially the face of the children is priceless. And how many projects have you done altogether, Habitat for Humanity?
So we've built, what is it, 78 homes so far, and that serves, what's the number of total served? People, yeah. Yeah. So over 900 people, including all of the family members of those homes have been served.
Number of projects.
Yes, about 78 right now.
Yeah, but how many projects? 78 in how many?
Oh, I see. We're at 16? I believe about 16.
So 9 out of 16 is in Glendale, which is a great thing. It shows
That's right.
the council's, the city's commitment to provide affordable housing, and these are the type of housing that is not just small units that, you know, you provide for maybe seniors, but these are large homes. And I think this is another project that the city can celebrate, the council can celebrate along with the housing and the developer, that and the occupants, new owners, that great projects never fail. And the perfect example of it is the one on Pacific that was mentioned. And still standing. It's a great project, and it gets better and better as we go along. So congratulations to all. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you so much. And like you all, we are very excited about being able to step up our capacity and our impact. Prior leadership, I've been here for 2 years now, heading up this chapter of Habitat. The prior leadership did a great job of building a foundation, getting a lot of things in place, and building a strong organization. And I was able to step in, and now we're taking that to really much bigger capacity and impact. So in the 2 years that I've been here so far, by the time we finish this fiscal year, we will have finished about 20 new homes, which in a 2-year period, 2.5-year period, is a much quicker pace for us. And we have a lot of projects in the pipeline with a total of about 35 to 40 additional units that we're putting in place over the coming 2 to 3 years. And the 10th project with Glendale will add to those numbers. So we have the capacity to do a lot more than we ever have before, to serve a lot more people and have a much greater impact.
Councilmember Quintero.
Well, we continue to do good work. And by the way, before I even became a council member, I remember touring a Habitat for Humanity site in North Carolina. And it was actually a site that Jimmy Carter had worked on after his presidency. So it's a tremendous organization, cost-effective. Obviously, the people with the sweat equity that they put in, they're part of the process, so just keep building more. And
Well-
I'm going to go to the store. Do you happen to know the address?
5201
San Fernando.
West San Fernando, so it's on the west side of the railroad tracks there. If you know where Golden Road Brewery is, we're just down the street,
Right.
just south of there.
Great. Didn't know it was there.
Yeah. You'll love it. It's addictive, be careful.
Okay. Thank you,
Pleasure.
Ms. Hardy and Mr. Van Loo. I was there, so I looked at the units, and they were so nice. High ceiling. This is kind of unusual for affordable housing to, turn it to the public. Of course, I know they worked on the project, but however, this is a great project, what you guys are doing. As we know, President Carter, as has been mentioned here, he's involved. He goes and helps to build the building. He's an engineer, so he can do it. The engineers are capable of building units. So, however, thank you very much, and hopefully you're going to start, as you mentioned, project number 10 pretty soon. Everybody is waiting.
We'll do our best. We'll get it done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay. Oral communication is closed. What's next, please?
Authority member and staff comments.
Are there any authority member or staff comments? I guess you have done.
Mr. Chair, we do have staff comments if
Okay.
that pleases the Housing Authority. Mr.
Yes.
Fortney.
Good afternoon, Housing Authority Chair, Housing Authority Board members. Mike Fortney back again. I wanted to give you two updates. If you recall, we conducted a marketing and tenant selection and accepted applications for 31 affordable units in 5 different density bonus projects throughout the city. We went through a long process with IPA, and my hat's off to them. They did an amazing job helping us organize and make sure that we did everything correctly. We've gone through that process. We received over 18,500 applications for those 31 units, and now we're finally at a point where we can send letters out to those that applied for those 31 units, let them know the status of their application, whether they were accepted or not. And once that's done, we will give everyone a 2-week appeal period for the folks that whose applications weren't accepted. And then depending on the number of appeals we receive, we will then schedule that lottery for the selection of those units. So we'll pull approximately 10 numbers for each of those units. So about 310 will be pulled from that, and those will be used to fill the affordable units in those density bonus projects, as well as create a wait list for when there are vacancies. So those letters can go out next week. So finally. And then the other announcement is our project at 5th and Sonora, known as Vista Grande Court. That's our 66-unit senior affordable housing project, 100% affordable. That's been in construction for some time now. We are looking at a mid-October completion for construction on that project, so it's nearing completion. It's looking great, in my opinion. I know our chair has his office immediately adjacent to the site, so I know you've been able to see it come to fruition. So we are going to start the marketing for that project as well to lease up those units. I don't know if you recall, there are 66 units in total. One will go to the manager. There are 7 units that are going to go to developmentally disabled seniors. The rest will be subject to a lottery, similar to what we're doing with the density bonus. So the marketing and everything will get going on that Tuesday of next week. A flyer's already been created. Applications will be accepted from that date through September 30th. And just quickly, applications will be available for pickup at the Armenian Relief Society at 517 West Glen Oaks Boulevard, at Catholic Charities, which is at 4322 San Fernando Road, the City of Glendale's Adult Recreation Center, located at 201 East Colorado, as well as Spar Heights Community Center, which is located at 1613, I believe it's Glencoe Way. Applications will either need to be mailed to the Post Office Box 483 in Glendale. Attention National Corps, that's our developer partner in the project. And further information and applications can actually be downloaded at Vista Grande at nationalcorps.org. And all that information is on the flyers that we'll be distributing. I have a few extras that I can hand out to you folks today as well. So those are pretty exciting kind of updates to Housing Authority development. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to
I do. What, the applications go out September 30th?
September 3rd. And,
3rd, I'm
yeah,
sorry,
the deadline
3rd,
to
okay.
receive the application is the 30th.
Oh, is the deadline. And then you are saying the completion is in October? Of the
Vista Grande
project?
Court
Right, of the
is
project?
going to be, yes, so we're talking about two different things. Vista Grande
Right.
Court, construction will complete in October.
October.
We have already, that is, yeah, you're right. September 3rd is when applications will be available.
Okay.
That's when we'll be doing our marketing. Applications will be due September 30th, right?
Oh,
So-
yeah, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Then then when the project has been completed, we will not be ready for move-in at that time. You'll still be in the selection mode? What's kind of the timeline?
Yes. So our deadline to fill that project is December 31st.
Oh, December
So we're-
31st.
Yes, so we are really going to be working hard to make that deadline. So we're going to have to process. National Corps is taking the lead on processing these applications. If you recall, on 31 density bonus units, staff took the lead. We didn't want 5 different market rate developers handling the marketing of affordable units, so we thought it'd be less work, more efficient to do it. But in our 100% affordable projects, the developer is doing that. We'll serve as quality assurance on that process.
Okay. So December 31st, would that be close to the move-in date for?
Yes, that's the date we have to have all of the leases executed. So folks will be moving in prior to that date.
Right, just for the new year, huh?
Yeah, Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, great.
Holidays, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. For the 33 units, you said the applications are all complete and review of the applications are completed. So when is the lottery for those? You know, you're going to pull 10 names for every unit?
Yes.
When is it going to be done and where is it going to be done?
Right, so the likely place for it to be will be right here, where we're sitting. That's what we've done in the past. I can't give a date for the lottery yet, only because we're going to give a 2-week appeal period for the folks that we denied, their applications were denied. If we get 300-400, we can probably get to that fairly quickly. If we get into the thousands of denial applications, then it's going to just take time. So I can't give a date for that lottery. But as soon as I know the date, I'll gladly come back and give an update.
But it will most definitely happen in the council chambers, and it will be televised.
So sometime before the end of the year, you think?
Oh, yes, yes.
Thank you.
I should say, too, the 31 units, aside from one building that is complete and leasing up the market rate units, most of the units aren't even move-in ready yet. Colorado, Glen Oaks,
I think if you get a timeline on those, the completion of the project and the applications, the lottery, I think that would
Okay,
be very
when I come back and announce the date for the lottery, I'll also give an expected date for the C of O
Okay.
on those projects.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
we'll also provide that, Mr. Chair, members of the Housing Authority will also provide that to you in writing. So that way the Housing Authority members also have that, so that you can refer to it, because we know that you get a lot of questions asked related to these items.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Move to adjourn. If there are no other comments.
Second.
Okay. We stand adjourned at 3:55 p.m.
I call to order the special meeting of the Glendale City Council for August 27th, 2000.